Let me introduce myself. My name is Rifki Bandavijaya from the Information System Study Program at Teknokrat Indonesia University. On this occasion, I will discuss a very important topic in the modern business world: business continuity audits and disaster recovery. I present this material as part of understanding how an organization must be able to survive and recover when facing a crisis situation, as well as a form of applying the insights needed by future professionals in an increasingly complex work environment. With my background at Teknokrat Indonesia University, I hope this explanation can provide a comprehensive picture of the importance of a company's preparedness in facing various threats that can hinder its operations. In today's increasingly dynamic and challenging business world, no company is completely immune from potential disruptions. Disruptions can come in many forms, from natural disasters and cyberattacks to technical glitches and even unintentional human error. All of these factors can threaten an organization's operational stability. Therefore, creating systems that can maintain business continuity while providing a means for rapid recovery is crucial. Companies need mechanisms that can ensure that operations continue, or at least return to normal quickly in the event of an unforeseen event. To achieve this, companies must understand that risk is an integral part of business activities. Therefore, the first step is to understand what situations could disrupt smooth operations. Disruptions could be a computer virus attack that locks down the entire system, or a minor accident that damages the main server. By understanding these possibilities, companies can estimate the extent of the impact and how to minimize losses. This understanding enables companies to develop steps and strategies appropriate to the level of risk they face. Once these risks are fully understood, companies can consider which processes are most critical and must continue running even during a crisis. These critical business processes then form the basis for determining a recovery strategy. Companies must be able to identify which activities absolutely must not stop, which can be postponed, and which activities must be restored as soon as the problem is under control. Without this understanding, companies will be at a loss when disaster strikes. They may waste time restoring less important activities while disrupting critical processes. Therefore, mapping critical processes is essential for a more focused recovery. In addition to prioritizing processes, companies must also consider how to maintain operations even if the main office is inoperable. This situation occurs not only during major disasters but can also occur due to minor incidents such as damaged electrical installations or water leaks in the server room. By having alternative work locations, such as branch offices, separate rooms, other buildings, or pre-arranged remote work systems, companies can continue operations without having to wait for the main location to be repaired. This significantly helps companies continue serving customers and maintain operations without significant disruption. However, having an alternative work location isn't enough if communication isn't working properly. In a crisis, information must remain flowing. Team members need to know what to do, who makes decisions, and what the overall company situation is. Without effective communication, small mistakes can escalate into major problems. Therefore, Companies must establish an emergency communication system that doesn't rely entirely on the primary network. This system can include backup devices, dedicated communication apps, or communication channels that remain active even in the event of a network outage. Both complement each other and must be well designed to ensure a company's resilience even in the worst-case scenarios. With thorough preparation, a company can mitigate losses, protect assets, maintain customer service, and maintain its established reputation. When a strategy is well prepared, a crisis response becomes more focused because the entire organization understands the appropriate steps, eliminating confusion or conflicting actions. From this lengthy explanation, it's clear that business continuity audits and disaster recovery are a crucial part of risk management that must be implemented comprehensively. Companies need to ensure that all plans developed are not merely documents, but are thoroughly tested, simulated, and regularly updated. The success of a plan depends not only on the technology used but also on the readiness of the people involved to respond quickly and remain focused under pressure. Companies that are fully prepared are able to recover more quickly when facing major disruptions. This is because they have clear guidelines, protected data backups, stable communication channels, and human resources who understand their respective roles. When employees are trained and feel prepared, the recovery process can proceed more efficiently without adding additional burdens. This kind of preparedness creates a sense of security, not only for employees but also for customers who rely on the company's services. Kesimpulannya, Audit Kelangsungan Bisnis dan Pemulihan Bencana adalah fondasi penting bagi perusahaan untuk tetap bertahan dan berkembang dalam lingkungan yang penuh ketidakpastian. Dengan rencana yang kuat, latihan yang konsisten, serta kemampuan beradaptasi yang tinggi, perusahaan dapat menjaga stabilitas operasional sekaligus memperkuat dirinya untuk menghadapi tantangan di masa mendatang. Kesiapsiagaan bukan hanya menjadi bentuk perlindungan, tetapi juga investasi jangka panjang bagi keberlanjutan organisasi. In addition to communications, companies must also ensure that all critical data is protected. In the digital age, data loss can paralyze a company in seconds. Therefore, every company must have secure and regularly updated data backups. These backups can be stored physically, such as on dedicated hard drives stored in a separate location, or digitally, such as on backup servers and cloud-based storage. With data backups, companies need not worry about losing critical information if the main system is damaged or attacked. To ensure all these steps are running smoothly, a business continuity audit is crucial. Audits are conducted to determine whether a company is truly prepared for a crisis or simply feels prepared. Many companies have documented recovery plans, but aren't necessarily ready to implement them in the real world. Audits help uncover gaps or deficiencies hidden from written plans. For example, lack of employee training, equipment that's broken but never checked, or backup communication lines that turn out to be inoperable. Audits provide an objective assessment of whether a company is prepared for a crisis or whether improvements are still needed. Once an audit is conducted, companies can address deficiencies and ensure that every part of the business continuity plan is properly executed. Audits also help ensure that disaster recovery is carried out quickly and effectively. Disaster recovery is the process of restoring systems and data to normal after a disruption. In disaster recovery, companies need to understand acceptable recovery timeframes to avoid prolonged operational disruptions. Companies also need to establish acceptable data loss tolerance levels so that backup procedures can be tailored to their needs. All these processes show that business continuity and disaster recovery are not something